Hey guys, so I'm back again with a video. Something keeps coming up in my private coaching practice and in my personal life to a degree, I guess, that I need to talk about and I'd like to address. Usually when things repeat, it's a sign that that's where my teaching needs to be next, both for myself and for others. And this has been so pervasive this week that I couldn't ignore it and I can't let it go. So here I am doing my part in getting this topic out and discussed. This might have to be a several part video series. We'll see. So here's what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about self-worth, and I want to talk about people's propensity towards using external factors to determine their internal worth. I have had like several clients emergency call me this week. They're all unrelated to each other. They don't even know each other. All in need of like a self-worth check-in. The common thread that each of these clients has in common is they are all either coming out of or in the midst of some kind of abusive relationship dynamic, and they are trying to free themselves or liberate themselves from that dynamic. And they are utilizing unhealthy or inaccurate, I don't want to say unhealthy, but inaccurate methods of determining their self-worth. So here's the thing. In an abusive dynamic, you're being constantly told that you don't have self-worth or that you don't have worth. They don't say the self part, that part you take care of for yourself. But you're constantly, the reinforced concept for you is that you don't have worth. You need to prove your worth. You always have to demonstrate that you are worthy, that you deserve love, that you deserve affection, that you deserve validation, that you deserve even the most basic of attention, that you deserve even the most basic of kindness. In an abusive dynamic, you're constantly being told you are being abused because something is wrong with you. If you were to fix you, then you wouldn't be being abused. This is some bullshit, okay? This is some bullshit. Hear me now. If you're being abused, it's because someone is abusive. If you're being abused, it's because someone is being abusive to you. It is not something that you have brought upon yourself. It is not something that is your fault. It is not something that is indicative of whether you are worthy as a human being. Those are innate traits. Your worth as a human being is innate. Nobody can take it from you. It just is. It's inarguable. Despite what our society tries to do to us, despite what our culture tries to do to us, despite what like the patriarchy says, or racism says, or sexism says, or, you know, fat phobia says, or whatever the F it is, every single person has worth. That is a fundamental truth, okay? So if someone is making you feel like you are worthless, you are valueless, you don't deserve love, you don't deserve kindness, you don't deserve basic respect, that's a big problem with them. That's them, not you. Because they are wrong about a fundamental truth, which is that everybody has worth, everybody has value, everybody deserves basic kindness, basic respect, basic communication, basic being treated like a person. But I have all these clients rolling up on me this week, and saying to me like, such and such situation is happening. I must deserve it because I am so annoying, or I am so difficult, or I am not pretty enough, or I'm not thin enough, or I'm not interesting enough, or I come with baggage, or I have this problem, I have that problem. Full stop. No. Nope. You deserve basic respect no matter what you're bringing to the table. Everybody does. Especially now, you deserve extra respect. Okay? Regular human on the street deserves basic respect no matter what. Situations in which you deserve extra respect. If you're in a loving and committed relationship with a person, if you are in a relationship with a person in which you are supposedly in love, guess what? You deserve extra respect in that situation, not less. You deserve extra consideration. You deserve extra kindness. You deserve extra love from that person. If you do not believe that, if you are told anything other than that, you are in an abusive dynamic. I'm sorry to tell you that. If someone cannot give their person love, kindness, gentleness, appreciation, value, something's wrong there with the person not giving the love, kindness, gentleness, appreciation, and value. They are somehow operating from a damaged system within themselves. And yet here's what happens all the time. A damaged person operating with some damaging bullshit interacts with another person. They say, I'm going to be mean to you and it's your fault. And that other person takes that on and is like, they must see something in me. They must know some truth about me, which is that I'm worthless and I don't deserve and I'm not good enough. I shouldn't have kindness. I shouldn't have love. And the person being abused takes on the abuse as if it is their fault, as if they deserve it, as if they actually should be treated that way because they believe the lie being told to them, which is nothing's wrong with me. It's all about you. If you were better, da 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 da. This is a sad, damaging, and destructive and disturbing situation. And many, many people are in it. Okay? The only way for you to stop that is for you to start to understand, wait a second, just to contemplate for a minute. What if I have innate value? What if I have worth? What if I don't deserve to be treated that way? Does everybody have some self-work they can do? Yeah, of course. No one's perfect. Does that mean that because we have self-work to do, does that mean we deserve to be treated like crap and made to feel like horrible about ourselves? No. No. Okay? I need everyone to hear that your self-worth is already there. You are a worthy human being because you exist. Think of someone that you love, that you actually love. A child, even an animal, someone whose innocence you can see, and that you can just know that that creature, being, person is okay as they are. That they don't need to change. Can they modify their behavior? Like, could my son stop throwing a temper tantrum when it's time to turn off video games? Yeah, for sure. Is he innately deserving of love and tenderness and kindness and all of like the wonderful joys of life? Yes. Would it make any sense for me to say to a child, you threw a fit so you don't deserve love and I'm going to be mean to you and you deserve it? No. That's not okay. And for those of you who hear that and think, well, maybe you had a difficult upbringing and I'm sorry. But nobody gets to say to another person, you don't deserve love, you don't deserve kindness, you don't deserve respect, you're not worthy. Nobody gets to say that to another person. Worth cannot come from the outside in. Worth already is there. The trick is, and this is the thing that I'm working with my clients on, here's the secret. The secret trick is you have to learn to find your own inner strength, to see yourself as being worthy. Start basic, of basic respect, basic acknowledgement, basic kindness, just because you exist. Now, eventually, I want my clients and you and everybody to shoot for the stars and to see themselves as worthy of all the dreams they have in their heart. I want for everyone to seek to have love and success and financial whatever they want and the dream, whatever it might be. But that's too hard for people at first to know that they deserve. So let's just start with basic. You deserve answers to questions. You deserve to be acknowledged for speaking. You deserve to not be talked to really rudely. You deserve to say, here's my feelings. Can you dialogue with me about them without being scared? You deserve to say, here's the thing that I want. Can we make that happen? If you're in a loving relationship with someone, these are normal things that you should be allowed to ask and receive. You deserve to not be afraid to talk to them about the truths in your heart. And this doesn't mean you had to have acted perfectly in your relationship in order to have these basic things. No one's perfect, but everyone deserves basic respect. And if you are not getting that, and if you don't foresee a time in which you are going to get that, please start to work with yourself to give yourself the basic respect, to hear yourself and your own wants, your needs, your desires, your truth, and start to give yourself the respect of taking action based on what is required for you to be okay. Nobody can stand up for yourself except for you. And it's important for you to know that you deserve these basic things and to start to cultivate a world in which you have them. It is not okay for someone to say they love you and to harm you over and over and over again. And this is a hard truth. It is not okay for you to continuously harm yourself over and over and over again. If you are always choosing something that harms you, you are in an abusive relationship with yourself. And I'd like for you to start to hear the ways that you are abusive to yourself and to see the ways that you are abusive to yourself. And I'd like you to begin to correct those things for yourself, of yourself, to yourself. That means listening to your own self, treating yourself with some respect and dignity, not putting yourself down every chance you get, hearing yourself and saying, what if that's not a bad idea? Or how can I make that happen? Or believing your own thoughts. See, people who are being abused have a really hard time believing themselves because they're always being told, this is your fault. This is what's wrong with you. That didn't happen the way you think it did. It happened like this. You know what happened within you. Nobody else can tell you otherwise. And anybody who says to you, no, you're wrong, this is what happened, rather than saying, tell me more about your experience, is seeking to control you and to harm you. And they are not seeking to find common ground with you. It is like an epidemic right now out there of women, and I can only speak to women, but this happens to men too, who are being emotionally abused. 99% right now of my clientele is about women getting out of relationship dynamics that are really destructive and abusive. It's intense. And it's not okay. And so step one is trying to figure out with yourself, where am I abusing myself? This is not, by the way, designed to blame you. None of this is your fault. If you're being abused by someone in the ways that I'm describing, something's wrong with them, not you. But you continue to believe and to say to yourself, I must deserve this. Something must be wrong with me in order for this to be happening. I'm going to try to figure out what's wrong with me so I can fix it. Or your dialogue turns really negative and cruel inside. And I want you to say to yourself, where am I being horrible to myself? And how can I start to treat myself the way I wish someone else would treat me? One of my clients said, I just want to be treasured. I want that for her too. I treasure her. But the truth is that until she's able, and this sounds hokey, but it's so legit, until she's able to treasure herself and see that she's worth being treasured, someone could show up treasuring the shit out of her, and she will not accept that. I was in a relationship with someone once where all they wanted was to be in love with their person and to just have this easy, calm, peaceful, sweet love. And I kept giving it and giving it and giving it and giving it. It did not stick. Because that person who I was in the relationship with, she could not take it in because she doesn't think or didn't think that she deserved it. Everything you want in this world could be right at your doorstep, waiting, banging, asking, pleading to get in. And if you don't think that you deserve to have it, you will not be able to accept it. So please treasure yourself. Find a way to begin to hear what you want, what you need. And instead of shutting it down and making yourself feel terrible about it, find a way to sit with yourself, to be gentle and kind to yourself the way you wish your person was to you. And say, okay, let's see what we can do about this. I hear you. I see you. I'm willing to work on this. Give yourself the gift of what you desperately are seeking from someone else. It's a life changer.